Coming up September 1st on the Whimsy Farm podcast, I speak with three writers and activists from Massachusetts: Carolyn Cushing, the former poet laureate of Easthampton, Rachel Teferet, young adult fiction writer, and Carolyn Zakowski, current poet laureate of Easthampton. These three friends and neighbors continue to work passionately on behalf of the Palestinian people amidst the genocide that continues. Carolyn, Rachel, and Carolyn share their motivations, strategies, and the vital importance of community in the context of activism.
I think like if you really wanted to see in action, Carolyn Cushing, when she was poet laureate, put together a poetry shinto that we recited together at our city council ceasefire resolution. So I would love if we could actually read that piece for you.
I was hoping to get a reading.
And I should say a little bit about it.
Absolutely.
It is woven together from lines of poetry by 5 Palestinian poets. Mossab Abu Toa, who we've mentioned, who is a living poet, who was in Gaza, was able to evacuate after being abducted for a while. And Maya Abu al-Hayat, who is in the West Bank, a living Palestinian poet. You can get her book. I found this book at the library. You Can Be the Last Leaf, translated by Fadi Yehuda. And then 2 poets who were killed in Gaza in airstrikes, Ibu Abu Nada and Salim al-Nafar. And the final line is from Mahmoud Darwish, who is a giant of literature and known as the national poet of Palestine. So all the words in the shinto are theirs. This is Palestinian poets write a resolution, a ceasefire shinto. Whereas the house next door no longer stands. It's lying like an old carpet on the floor of the earth, trampled by missiles, fat slippers flying off legless feet, and
whereas every time we leave the house, it's suicide, and each return a failed attempt, and
Whereas a child who was shot by an Israeli sniper or killed during an air raid en route to school, her picture was placed on her desk at school. Her picture stares at the blackboard while air sits in her chair, and
whereas more missiles come flying in, on the lookout for anything that moves. Angels get hold of an infant niece. We look around and find only her milk bottle, and
whereas the grieving have only the unknown. It's their only staple and inheritance. Pain has no logic. All things redeem the grieving except your rational questions. And
whereas for us, the fear of dying before living haunts us while we are still in our mother's wombs, and
whereas the house has been bombed, everyone dead, the kids, the parents, the toys, the actors on TV, characters in novels, personas in poetry collections, the I, the he, and the she, and
whereas the houses were not Hamas, the kids were not Hamas, the clothes and toys were not Hamas, the neighborhood was not Hamas, the air was not Hamas, our ears were not Hamas, our eyes were not Hamas, and
now, therefore, be it resolved that we, the poets, grant you refuge in invocation and prayer. We bless the neighborhood and the minaret to guard them from the rocket, from the moment it is a general's command until it becomes a raid. We grant you and the little ones refuge, the little ones who change the rocket's course before it lands with their smiles.
Be it further resolved that knives might eat what remains of our ribs, machines might smash what remains of stone, but life is coming, for that is its way, creating life even for us.
Be it further resolved that justice is the right of all who live in the wrong places in the world.
Ultimately, be it resolved that death goes home alone, safe and sound, so a dove might build its nest and lay its eggs in metal helmets.
Episode 10 of the Whimsy Farm podcast streams September 1st on my YouTube channel, Carolyn Crane and Whimsy Farm, on my website, whimsyfarm.net, and wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
whimsyfarms.net